Hey guys, I have to go up and fix the tractor, show you what happened. Not so good. Broke something. Well, I didn't break it. I guess it broke itself. We'll see. Lever to move the loader. We got this little guy here. It's like a piece of plastic, rubber, not quite sure. And that came off from the socket that has to do with one of the, well, I'll show you. All right, well, right in here, this is all supposed to be kind of together, but I'm just gonna, you can see right here. So if you can see on the other side, how adjusting this guy pushes the one valve up and down, broke off. And so right now the tractor's stuck because the bucket's down. So that's not good. I'm going to remove these screws right here. There's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get this cover off and then maybe we can get a little better look. Okay, I figured it out. You can't get to that last screw unless you can get this fender pulled back, and that takes removing 2 bolts. One here and one here. So now I can get this cover off. Okay, this is what it looks like with the cover off. And this is the point where I don't really know what I'm doing. But as I said before, this piece here is broken. So the lever for the hydraulic arms that control the bucket going up and down do not work. Alright guys, we're getting it. This was what was stuck. Okay, now we're good there. And I had to do this this fancy thing. Shove a screwdriver in there to keep it from spinning since the top broke off. It was easier to get the other one out because it was already held secure here. But over here it was broken open, so not so much luck, but the screwdriver did the trick enough. No need to overthink it. Okay guys, here it is. We got it back. Now, last time when I was talking to you guys about it, I was working on it. I was taking everything apart. I was trying to fix the John Deere loader joystick on my own. Hold on, let me show you this boot. I'll move this boot up. Okay, and this is what it looks like inside again. So here we have the boot, but then down inside we have the 2 metal pistons. Those used to be made out of like a plastic rubber material. They are metal now, so that's an upgrade. And then there's like 3 sockets, 3 ball and sockets. One's stationary and the other 2 allow the joystick to pivot in and out. And then this goes to the cables that go to the hydraulic valves. So if you move the joystick, it will cause these pistons to move up and down, and they're the 2 controls that move the bucket. So it seems simple, but there's a lot of little pieces and parts that go inside each one of these, and one of them was like totally just destroyed because this boot was bad and it was allowing water to come in. And that's actually what caused everything to break, was that even though it was made out of plastic and rubber, one of the cylinders down in here was rusted and it wasn't operating properly, so it was causing extra friction. Because it wasn't operating properly, it was causing extra friction, and then when you went to pop up on the control on the piston, just over time it broke it. But it needed to be replaced anyways. It was just kind of a time bomb of when it was going to actually fail. I imagine that this part altogether is quite expensive, if there even is such a thing. Like if you can just order it, I don't know, used, probably like $1,000, I would guess. I have no idea. The repair was a lot less than that. It still wasn't insignificant, but the reason why I took everything apart, but I couldn't get these cylinders out. There's snap rings in there. Okay, so I'm going to show the part that nobody shows. So there's a couple of videos on YouTube deal with this style of joystick control for a John Deere. This comes off from 540 loader, and my tractor's 5400 from the 90s. There's 2 cylinders. These were replaced. They used to be plastic, now they're metal. It was like a plastic rubber combination. They have a ball and socket. These 2 cylinders move up and down, and they attach to the cables, and the cables attach to the hydraulic valves that then work to go through the hoses and then operate the loader. So surrounding these cylinders are these guys, and these also, all of this inside had to be replaced except for the plastic. Then this metal lock and the actual joystick are original. Otherwise, the cylinders and then these pieces had to be replaced. Original John Deere parts. It wasn't cheap, but I got a pretty good deal considering. And then there's this plastic boot that goes over top. This is what caused everything to fail originally. The person that owned the tractor before me never replaced this boot. It breaks down, you know, it gets out in the sun. It's just made out of rubber, and it breaks down over time, and then water can get down into it. It caused the cylinders before to rust. It was more rust. Well, there's a little bit of metal on the cylinders before, but it was like kind of some kind of mostly plastic with a little bit of metal. And then these rusted. And the metal part of the cylinder totally rusted. There's another plastic piece. I'm not going to take it out because I'm not going to undo everything that they just did. But if you can imagine, this is on the other side too. And these little plastic, the spring and the plastic guy here, go around the cylinder, and that's what causes it to have a spring action that pops the joystick back into the original position. So as you can see, this goes into here like so, and you have the other plastic piece on the inside that's already put into place with a snap ring. These aren't really snap rings though, see, that's the problem, and they're a real pain to get in. It's like it's one of these. I don't even know what they're called. I'm not a professional mechanic, but I've never encountered these guys a whole lot. You have to like compress them, I think, to get them in, and then to get them out is quite complicated as well. You can see that it's positioned in here on the other one, and then that's holding the plastic cylinder that I took out and showed you here. It holds that in place. So that's kind of the trick to get these out, is you have to be able to remove these. And there's a few of them. There's one on the other side, and I believe there's also one on the cylinder itself. that holds all of this together. I could be wrong, there might not be one on the cylinder. I'm not sure with the replacement part, but there was on the original one. So you have to like get this in, and then you have to get the ring in as well, and the ring keeps everything kind of locked in place. But this is the piece that they don't really show you how to get out, and to be honest, this is the part that where it became a little too complicated for me, and why I took it in to the dealer to have it worked on, because I didn't know how to remove it myself either. I saw them remove it when I went in, and they used picks, and it was rusted, and it was quite a pain. So, you know, it costs to have your stuff worked on at a dealership, obviously, but it also saves time and a headache. But as you can see, they're a little bit too big. See, it's like spring loaded too, so that makes it extra tricky. And this is sort of the last step, because everything's hooked up here. So it'll pop itself back, and then this one should help pop that one, so it's going up. Okay, here we go. I'm kind of spiraling it in. There it goes. It needs to get pushed in enough to where it locks into the groove. I think that did it. Both of those little rings are in. Boot goes on. Like so. Then this gets hooked up. Some of the pieces have definitely seen better days, but that's how I got it. I got it used. We'll hook this guy back up to the tractor.